Hello everyone, you're welcome to grammar class and our lesson for today. Our topic for today is comparison of adverb. Our learning objective is that at the end of the class you'll be able to state the meaning of the term comparison, list the 3 degrees of comparison of adverbs, identify how comparison of adverb is found, give examples of comparatives and superlatives of adverb, identify comparison of adverbs in sentences from sentences using the comparison of adverbs. Now, what is comparison of adverb? Now, comparison is the act of evaluating or considering the similarities or dissimilarities between two things or people. In other words, when you are comparing things, you're trying to find out what these things have in common and also what they do not have in common. That is comparison. You are comparing what they have in common and what they do not have in common. Okay? So it could be between two things or two people. And then we use comparative adverbs when talking about two actions or three, not three or more actions. Comparative adverb is usually between two things, and comparison, of course, is always between two things, like I've said, right? And then adverbs are compared in the same way as adjectives. Remember in second term when we learned about adjectives, we learned about the 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives. So in the same vein, adverbs do have 3 degrees of comparison, and they are positive, comparative, and superlative. All right? Okay, as most adverbs are two-syllable words or longer, they generally form the comparative and superlative by adding more or most to the positive. Okay, we'll explain more in the next slide. Please, let's move on. Now, how do we form comparison of adverb? Now, with adverbs ending in ly, you must use more to form the comparative and most to form the superlative. You can see the examples in front of us. We have clearly. You will notice that clearly there ends in ly, okay? And then the comparative, just like we've explained, is formed by adding more, okay? So you have more clearly and the superlative as most clearly. Then we have another word, slowly. The same thing, you notice it ends in ly. So the comparative, we add more. That's more slowly, and the superlative more slowly. Then the other one, freely, more freely, and most freely. Now let's see the examples in sentences. You see, the teacher spoke more slowly to help us to understand. You can see how you can use that in sentences. Could you sing more clearly, please? All right, I hope you're flowing. All right, let's move on now to the second rule. So the second rule states that with short adverbs that do not end in ly, comparative and superlative forms are identical to adjectives. We simply add er to form the comparative and est to form the superlative. So if the adverb ends in e, we remove it. You remove the e before adding the ending. And if the adverb ends in y, then you change the y to an I before adding er or est. Now, you get to understand this more from the examples in front of us. You can see the words there. Of course, smart. Smart. Okay, smart ends in T and not E. So there's no change there. The comparative, you just simply add your ER, which is smarter, and then the EST to the superlative to make it smartest. Then we have the other word, early. All right. So we have early. Then we have, remember that early ends in Y. And the rule states that if the adverb ends in Y, you have to change the Y to I before you add the EST or ER, okay? So you see early, and then the comparative form earlier, and the superlative form earliest. Then we have fast, faster, fastest. Then we have weak, weaker, weakest. All right. So let's see how they are formed in sentences. You see, James sounds smarter than his brother. And then another sentence, everyone in the race ran fast, but John ran the fastest of all. All right, you are comparing John and, okay, another set of people. Okay, now let's move on now. I hope you're following. Okay, so we have another rule. Now, some adverbs have irregular comparative and superlative forms. You can see the example in front of you. You see positive, comparative, and superlative. You have words there. You have ill and badly. So these words, the comparative and superlative forms are worst and worst. So you have far, farther, farthest. You have little, less, least. Then you have well, better, best. Let's see how they apply in sentences. So you see the small boy ran farther than his friends. You see how you can use that in a sentence? Okay, you're driving worse today than yesterday. Okay, that's another form. Then the third one, he played the best of any player in the competition. Okay, now I hope you understood and enjoyed the lesson. This is where we draw the curtain for today. Remember that if you have any question, you can always reach me from mom and dad and your question will be answered. Please stay safe and maintain good hygiene. Till we meet again, this is Mrs. Nelly Henshaw signing off. Bye-bye.